Good morning. So I have had this deck calling my name for the last while here. It's my past life oracle. Um, I haven't done a past life reading in quite a few months, actually, to be honest. And maybe it's time because Spirit is definitely saying to me that we all have some karmic energies, past life energies that are coming to the surface. And maybe this reading will help you navigate those waters, those situations. We will see. Yeah, I don't know what's going to come out. I'm very interested because of the tarot deck, especially, that was asked to be used today. I've got the Animal Guides Tarot. Knight of Earth on the bottom with a seahorse. We're just going to have to wait and see. We are in Taurus energy right now, and Knight of Earth is, the Knight of Pentacles. It is Earth energy. It's Taurus, Taurian, making plans and implementing them very, I'm hearing, meticulously, as we navigate what we're moving through now. So let's just take a look. Let's just take a look here, Spirit, guides and guardians of unconditional love and light. What is the past life message that wishes to be revealed today to those who this may resonate with? Keeping in mind, we've all had past lives in many different forms. Oh my gosh, look at this. Imprisonment and slavery. And I do apologize for the glare. There we go. Imprisonment and slavery, or slavery. So for some it could be both. Like you were kept in a cell until you were guardian, I guess I could say, and in a very nice way, had something for you to do and then took you out and used you for their benefit. Others of you, there was not a cell, but still the way of life, the being enslaved to another, having to do other people's biddings, I'm hearing. For others, being a strong arm. I'm really seeing like these big gladiator type men that are in essence so tender and kind, but because of their size and their external bruteness, I guess I could say, rulers of kingdoms felt that they could use that to their benefit, to make people cow down to them. That's very interesting. So let's take a look at that. Actually, I do want to look in the book just to see if there's anything that kind of funny, because I opened up to karmic relationship. So in this lifetime, and it's right after the imprisonment or slavery page. Your rights were taken from you, as well as your dignity and freedom. You are free now, but you still may harbor fears related to that lifetime. For example, you may feel claustrophobic in confined spaces or on airplanes. Or you may have developed a form of Stockholm syndrome where you feel empathetic toward those who abuse you. I'm kind of seeing that in a different way. If you're empathetic to someone who's abusing you, I'm seeing it as you see that they're only fulfilling their soul contract with you, and you have healed it. You have healed many aspects of it, but they have resisted it. And now that now they're going through it. They're reaping the karmic I've got a lot of words floating around that comes after that. Karmic debt, karmic justice, karmic rewards. But it's not. It's more like now they're facing their karma, and you're empathetic toward them, and fully accepting and understanding that it's just the way things were meant to play out, right? It's like there's no hard feelings. This could be something you're experiencing, or you're witnessing someone else experiences. I'm getting a vibe of bullies. So in this lifetime, the person who was, this could go many different ways. Keep in mind that if you've never done a past life regression, this might be a little more hard for you to wrap your brain around. But for example, you could have been someone who was a ruler and imprisoned others, and in this lifetime the tables are turned, so you can see both sides of those coins. I'm not, quite honestly, yeah, you could have been imprisoned in this lifetime, but at the very least, you've had or are having someone take your power from you, take your rights, make decisions for you, without even taking into an account what you think and what you feel and what you want, right? So someone, you could be where in another lifetime you were bullied on one level or another, from one extreme to the highest extreme, or you were the one being the bully. So now in this lifetime, you are experiencing the other side of that coin. Let's just see where this goes. It just, on the other hand, your experiences can also make you feel exquisitely compassionate toward those who suffer. You may devote yourself to defending underguards, trying to read multiple words together, underdogs, and bringing more love and justice to this world. To heal any residual fears from that previous lifetime, remember the details of that past life to loosen the shackles and free yourself from the symptoms. Channel your altruistic feelings and tendencies into helping society. Acts of kindness and compassion heal the individual as well as the world. Let's take a look at some soul lessons that may have come about as a result of this past life of imprisonment or slavery. Yesterday when I was doing the angel messages, and even before that, I was getting a lot of the Eight of Swords, the being imprisoned in your mind, believing, you could have been, quite honestly, you could have, again, I don't know why I keep saying that, quite honestly, quite literally, but you could have been in a cell, but never realized that the cell was never locked. You convinced yourself, because of the treatment you were receiving, that you couldn't move, couldn't get out of the situation that you were in. And I have a feeling you were given multiple opportunities to do so. So in this lifetime, you could be repeating a similar energy, and you're getting all those opportunities again to see how you maneuver them. Are you choosing to heal this and break the chains of that energy, or you're going to continue to move through it with it, despite of it, or however, I don't know how this is. Well, that's what come out. So life soul lessons here. What kind of soul lessons? Oh wow. Success, So it could have an impact on your money, how you view success. It could have you in this lifetime striving, making coin because you didn't have it here, or you had to really work hard for it in that lifetime. Some regret. Yeah, it says, I know that I cannot change the past. No, you cannot change the past, but you can change the future. You can change your soul contract. You can rewrite it. You can write an addendum. You could, between you and the universe, our all soul contracts have multiple lanes that we can go down, right? And we choose. None of them's a mistake, because every path that we choose is going to have similar, if not the same, lessons on that path to a different degree. Like, one path is going to be extremely difficult, but it's going to bring you right back to the to where you need to be anyway. And then the other path might just be a little challenging, but it's an easier navigation, right? I feel like this lifetime, you're looking forward and telling yourself, live my life authentically, altruistically, and have no regrets. Making sure, I love that. Yes, so I'm going to read this card. So gratitude also came out. I love the colors of that. I'm really drawn to the greens and the purples lately. So I've been working with Moldavite and Amethyst or Light 23 for some odd reason that needed to be mentioned. But there's just definitely something here about the appreciation of what you have now. It is pouring out. I thought I heard thunder before I turned on the camera. All right, yeah, this is purpose on the bottom of the deck. Another purple energy. Definitely want to take that. Interesting. I just want to, I'll get the tarot out. I just want to I've got a question floating around. I just can't. It's all jumbled. So I'm really drawn to that past life card. I'm feeling like you being imprisoned in a small space. Like the book said, you might have some claustrophobia in this lifetime. You could, I'm getting like, feeling like you were going crazy, because remember, in a cell also things echo and reverberate. There's something about that. I'm seeing somebody in a cell, in a dungeon, and there are other cells, but they're not close together, and all this person is hearing, they're like holding their head, because all they can hear is the screams of the other prisoners, the weeping of those that are imprisoned, and it's just like bouncing off the wall, and it's like he's holding his head and his ears like this, but the more he holds, the louder it gets. It's like it's bouncing off inside of his head, and he just can't clear it. So you hear that time and time and time again. What is that root called? it is a it's I've got to look it up. Hold please. Mandrake. As soon as I saw it, bells just went off. Mandrake. It's a root that weeps, and it causes delirium. So this imprisonment could go back. Holy cow! Camelot, King Arthur, Merlin. Bringing me back to the Merlin series, which I love. If you're new to my channel, I love Merlin and the series, and I work with Merlin, and so it's just like there's a lot in that series that is just like so on point. You got no idea, but Mandrake, that's what I'm seeing. So there's I would love to be more focused on now, but the past life is really pulling me in here. So let's take a look at that. And then we'll take a look at the life lessons and things like that. Page of Fire, Page of Wands, Three of Cups, the Dreamer, the Fool card, and the Nine of Pentacles. Very interesting. So I'm getting one scenario where, you know, the individual could be you, could be somebody. Somebody was offered the world, offered safe passage to another land, or safe passage out of like an orphanage. Now I'm being drawn back to something else. What is that? But you know, and you know, they were given new clothes and money and all the food that they can eat, and you know, they were fattened up to be slaves and to be workhorses and to just suddenly have everything taken away from them. This past life, whatever the imprisonment represented for you, it just took away everything. Even if you didn't have, you believe that you didn't have much to begin with. Sorry. Geomagnetic storm. Are we surprised? No. Just, you were okay. You were promised the world, and this is what you got. You got nothing. It was a ploy. It was a lure to get you. It's like you were sold this, you know, the snake oil. You were promised a new life. You were promised wealth and abundance. Everything's gonna be great, you were told, and you believed it because it was so exciting. It was like you were being, you know, promised what you read in a storybook, you know, the fairy tales with a happy ending in it and everything. But I do want to say the one good thing that came out of this in that lifetime is the Three of Cups. Friendships. You were able to, you know, somehow form a bond with very few people because, well, number one, you didn't know who you could trust, but there were a few that you could trust, maybe one, maybe two, but there was a kinship there because you both were surviving the same situation, the same environment. And that, you know, of course that could be playing out in this lifetime where, you know, the description in the book says, like, you may be advocating for those underdogs. I do apologize. My ostomy is certainly piping up this morning. I find it interesting that the she doesn't do this every reading. She doesn't do it every morning. Um, but there's a something's going on that she needs to pipe up during this message. It's almost like she's being used so I can't get this message out, to be a distraction. It's not going to work. Not going to work, Rosie. Not happening. All right, let's take a look at this lifetime then. Oh, that was very fast. That's interesting. How did that happen? 2 cards flipped, but there was a bunch of cards in the middle between them. I've never had that happen before. Look at that. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Now in this lifetime, you go from rags to, well, almost riches, it's not the 10 of Pentacles or the 9 of Pentacles, but it's the 8 of Pentacles. You learn, you have a more value on the work ethic, I'm hearing. It's like in this lifetime, you may never have experienced, this energy, the 5 of Pentacles, you may have never experienced not having enough money. But there's something, because of this past life, there's this innate knowing that if you don't work hard for what you need and what you want, it could all be taken away from you. So there is this message coming through for me about trusting what you see and trusting what you're told. Even though this is about material things, and you can touch them, you can hold them, there's just this fear of, but it could be taken away. Is it too good to be true? So like I said, 8 of Pentacles, you could be just focusing so much on work and trying to find joy in the work, where the work that you did in the past was grueling. It was, I don't know, shoveling shit, and you had no shovel, but so the shovels were your hands. There's just something about now having a real appreciation for working hard, because in that lifetime you worked your freaking ass off for somebody who was dictating to you, who was ruling you, who was acting superior than you. And I feel like that's a fine line you walk here, making sure that you're not all high and mighty because of that. You certainly don't want to come across as very flashy, I'm hearing. It's like you just put your head down and you do the work. But is that breaking this cycle from the past? Then we've got regret. What kind of regrets might you have in this lifetime due to this imprisonment? I mean, my gosh, you trusted these people. You trusted your government. You trusted friends, family. It's not on you that, I mean, partly, yes, it was a soul contract that you did need to fulfill, so it can be zeroed out, so it can be collapsed karmically. The regret, we've got the King of Fire, the King of Wands, and the 3 of Earth, 3 of Pentacles. I'm actually feeling like this regret isn't regret. It's, um, I'm hearing self-loathing. I'm almost like you feel guilty about being successful in this lifetime. I do feel that whoever this might be resonating with, that at right now, at this point, you have not fully grasped the idea of helping others yet. Because there is this little bit of, is what I have, is this success too good to be true? There's a little fear of it can be taken away from me, so you're not fully offering it out. I was like, you do, but you're still holding back something here because you're afraid it's going to be taken away from you. But you're the magician of your life, right? You're really, you may have a not a problem, good word, a pattern of seeing things pessimistically instead of optimistically. And I'm not going to say it's all the time, but when it comes up, it's kind of like you beat yourself over the head about it. Hopefully this can help you understand why you do that. It's because of this past life, because of, you know being promised the world, and then what you received, you couldn't wrap your brain around that this is the world. um, it's worse than what I had before. Well, why would anyone choose this? And then you get a little bit, maybe you get an extra helping of dinner in this past life or something like that, and um, you're kind of afraid to take it because, oh, well, is it poisoned? What do they want from me now? You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to really bridge these two together, and I will do that in a moment, Spirit saying, but we'll get some bridging energies. That's why that deck's out. Okay. So we got gratitude and purpose. I want to read on together because they're just speaking to me together. This, definitely feels like this is, appreciating what you do have. It's understanding and accepting that, you do have a purpose here. So it just feels like we go from, it's like there's a high, then there's a little bit of a dip, and then there's a gradual incline coming here. I've got the Two of Cups out. Partnership. This could be playing out in a marriage. I'm really not feeling it, but it could. I mean, this is definitely a pattern that would play out in all things that touch your life, right? There could be someone in your life, friend, family, a partner, a coworker, an employee. There could be someone in your life that just recently stirred the pot because they told you one thing but delivered another. It could even be that they promised you one type of friendship, but suddenly their true colors are coming out, and it's totally different. So all of this past life stuff is coming back up. It's like right now the wound isn't the the work that you were made to do back then. It was the promise that got you to the point of being imprisoned in a slave. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the promise. It's the promise that's spinning and looping right now. The promise of a better life. The promise of, I love me a good thunderstorm. Can you hear that? Ah, I love a good thunderstorm. My divine masculine, I used to sit on the front porch just watching them, just smoking cigarettes when we smoked, just watching the thunder or the lightning and listening to the thunder. It was wild. Anyway, see, another distraction. Either you're trying to distract yourself from really taking a look at this, or the universe is just something is trying to get in the way of you really digging deep into this. And maybe this is as far as we go. Maybe we dive deeper into this at some point in time. Certainly if this is resonating, you want a private reading to do some past life digging, then hit me up. My email will be in the description. But for right now, I'm just feeling like there's a current situation that you might be sitting back going, okay, now wait a minute. This feels familiar. You may even be aware that you were imprisoned in another lifetime. Or you may not. But something for sure, whether you're aware of it or not, something feels familiar to you right now. And it's kind of like blowing your mind, going, I can't believe I didn't see this before. But you're seeing it now. This is a now you know moment. This is a thank God, having gratitude. Thank God that I stood my ground and it helped. It's like, okay, you stand your ground on something because you're seeing that something was not fair. This is if you were seeing somebody, witnessing someone else being bullied by one or more people, and they just kind of rolled with it, and it is their path, but you're watching it going, what the fuck am I watching here? Like this show that you keep trying to click the channel off and it doesn't turn off. It's just like, it's so in your face. And but it gives you that, okay, now I know how this person or these people work. I can see how they're influencing this person. Let's make sure that I don't get caught up in the fray of this kind of thing, because this feels familiar. This is like the once bitten, twice shy vibe. You know what I mean? So how might, all right, so we're going to go to this deck. So how might, a closer glimpse of how what's the bridging energy? I just couldn't even get that out of my mouth. What's the bridging energy here? This past life into this incarnation. I might need to read out of the book for this one as well. Spirit is saying, we'll see what wants to come out. Pardon me. Ooh. Wow. So when I was shuffling, I saw this card, and this card made sure it came out because it flew out from inside the deck, hit my thumb, and landed under my thumb. Seriously? It's a 5. It's a change card. Closing the door. Completion. That's exactly, I mean, oh, I love that. I wish this card comes out with every past life reading, because that's why we're here. We're here to close doors to the past. We're here to break down timelines and paradigms and heal to break generational curses and generational templates and relational templates and um, it, mindsets. We're here to break all of everything that does not serve us, everything that is not of a higher caliber. We're here to break it down. So this makes 1,000,000%. And I love how that resembles the cave. Uh, Today is the 21st of April. We just had Easter yesterday, Resurrection Sunday. And mind you, Jesus does rise within all of us every morning when we wake up, right? But being Easter yesterday, it just has a vibe of just an end of a chapter and a beginning of one that's incredible. Incredible. So you are here to close out a cycle. Yeah, you are here to see the true you. It says many masks, the authentic self. Being altruistic, being true to yourself, being sovereign, being authentic, seeing who you truly are, seeing who others truly are. Like I feel like this Two of Cups is like you saw somebody's or a group of somebody's true colors yesterday. And I don't feel it pissed you off. It just maybe irked you a little bit because I feel like it might have come out of the left field here. But like I said, it's a now you know moment. It's something that you either didn't want to know before or kind of knew but weren't really wanting to admit it to yourself. Spirit made sure you can admit it to yourself now, because moving forward you cannot have any regrets. We've got this regret card here. Where we're going, the age of Aquarius, higher earth, new earth, we cannot take any of that lower vibrational energies with us. That's why this has been a karmic cleanup the last couple years, right? We're still doing it, I feel like we've got another couple years before we can really witness the big cleanup globally, but internally, that's where it starts. Let's get some tarot on this closing door, the bridging energy. How might whoever this resonates with, how might they move forward in this lifetime, knowing this now? I mean, and you'll know if this resonates because, number one, you could start weeping. Tears are an indication of the soul's knowing, right? You could be just getting that gut feeling or spirit chills down your back or vibrations in your legs. You'll know. If you're watching my channel, you know that this is, even if it's a tiny spark of this, that feels like it fits. Not everything might resonate for sure. Five of Cups and the Star. Well, look at what this says. Five of Cups, it's the past. It's regret from the past. It's disappointment from the past. Healing that. So whether the past is well, whether you know it or not, you may be feeling, if you're not aware of past lives, that you have past lives. We all do. It's okay if you don't believe in that or not. I'm just here to tell you you do. But if something happened when you were younger, even just yesterday, it's in the past already, right? So whatever has happened in the past, having no regrets, having no disappointments, clearing up any disappointments, really healing this once and for all. What you may not realize is you're healing the past life karma, the debris from that. the hurt from that, the wound from that, the belief systems from that. I love this depiction of the water, how it just fingers out and it touches everything. It's not just a single stream that comes down. It goes out so it can nurture and touch everything. So this healing will touch how you work, how you earn money, in a good way, because then you won't have to, work yourself to the bone just to see and view yourself and feel yourself as a success. You may have that, where you've got to constantly prove yourself to who? To yourself? To God? To your friends? To your family? No, you don't. Just you. You're the only one. God already sees you in your truth. But you're working on that. Unity. I love that. The Hierophant. Changing the past. Changing the old template. Learning from the past. Let the past be your teacher. There's a lot of wisdom to be gained from that. It's very powerful. It's enlightening. I love what I'm hearing in my head right now, or in my mind's eye. What I'm just hearing here, it's not in my head, it's outside of my head. I love that I'm hearing our truest mentor is our past. It's a beautiful teacher. It's the marker of how we excel and grow and learn, and it's the standard that we get to break and rise above. Anything else, Spirit, here? Any other messages about this past life? I love that now there's healing. You're doing it. You're doing it. That was funky. Well, it still wants to come out. The Lover's choice. You're doing it. You're making the choice. You're feeling through the heart space that there's a part of you that just needs your love and your attention right now. For some of you, this is healing a partnership, whether you realize it or not. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Something's definitely ending. I feel it's the mindset. So then you can create. It's whatever you've been telling yourself. Like I've been saying about the Eight of Swords. And interesting that it hasn't even come out in any of the readings. But there's just this mind-boggledness. There's like one sword at a time. It's just dropping away. It's just dropping away. One final message, please. Much as a guidance, of encouragement, of insight, for those that this may resonate with. Kelly Ma, Divine Severance. Yeah, cutting the cords to dramas, fears, and limitations. Bam! Yep. I can't say anything more than that. It's funny. Now I'm getting a deja vu. I think I may have been dreaming about Kaylee Ma last night. Where did she present herself? I don't remember. But this image is very it's familiar to me within the last day or two, and I don't know why. But yeah, you're here to cut cords, to face your fears and do it anyway, because they are holding you back from living your best life. I'm going to leave it there. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me for this past life series. I appreciate it. And yeah, maybe we'll do more of these. It's just whenever spirit nudges me, and boy, they've been talking the last couple days. Gotta do a past life. It's okay. We're on it. All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you. Take care. We'll talk soon.